Have you ever noticed that the deeper your thoughts go, the harder it becomes to share them? That the more clearly you see the world, the less people seem to want to hear what you have to say? You're not imagining it. This pattern isn't just personal, it's historical. Time and again, thinkers who challenged the norm found themselves on the outside. Not because they were wrong, but because they were right in ways most weren't ready for. From Diogenes wandering with a lantern in daylight, searching for an honest man, to Simone Weil quietly rejecting comfort in pursuit of truth, deep thinkers have always walked a lonely path. Why? Because truth disturbs. It doesn't flatter. It doesn't entertain. It demands something uncomfortable. Change. But why is it that society seems to push away those who think too deeply? Why are complex thoughts met with silence, while shallow slogans dominate conversations? The answer begins with human psychology. When you meet someone with physical strength, you might respect them. Someone with beauty or wealth, you might admire or envy them. But neither challenges your sense of self. Intelligence, however, strikes differently. It reaches into your identity because your beliefs, your opinions, and your worldview are the scaffolding of who you are. A deep thinker, simply by speaking, can rattle that scaffolding. This is what psychologists refer to as cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort we feel when confronted with ideas that contradict our existing beliefs. Deep thinkers don't just offer new insights. They expose the cracks in how others understand the world. And most people, they don't thank you for revealing those cracks. They blame you for making them visible. That's the paradox. Intellectual depth can feel like a threat. Even if the thinker is kind, soft-spoken, or humble, the reaction can still be rejection. It's not about arrogance, it's about reflection. There's a phenomenon called the reflective threat. The discomfort people feel when someone else's presence makes them reflect inward. A deep thinker becomes a mirror. Not a mirror of appearance, but of intellect, of awareness, of truth. And for many, looking into that mirror is too much. Now here's the twist. Our brains are not designed for truth. They're designed for survival. Early humans didn't thrive by being philosophers. They survived by cooperating, by aligning with the tribe, by conforming to the group's values. Standing out, whether by appearance or by thought, could mean exile. So our minds evolved to prioritize acceptance over insight, harmony over clarity, belonging over brilliance. Fast forward to today, and those same instincts remain. When someone speaks in a way that disturbs the status quo, it's not just unpopular, it's unsettling. Have you ever brought up a deep topic in a group setting, maybe questioned a popular belief, or introduced a philosophical angle, and watched the energy shift? People glance around, they change the subject, they laugh nervously. That's not rudeness, that's self-preservation. You triggered something old, something primal. And yet, here's the irony. Many people crave depth. In private moments, they yearn for real conversation, for honesty, for understanding. But when those same ideas are introduced in public, they become threatening again. This is why deep thinkers often find solitude easier than socializing. It's not antisocial behavior. It's a response to the mismatch between what's true and what's accepted. And it gets more complicated. In today's world, charisma is often more influential than clarity. Confidence is valued more than competence. Those who speak loud and fast are praised. Those who speak carefully and thoughtfully are often overlooked. Why? Because nuance takes time, and time is a luxury in a world addicted to speed. Social media, in particular, rewards simplicity. The algorithm doesn't care if your thoughts are profound. It cares if people click, react, and scroll. That's why bold headlines, emotional triggers, and surface-level arguments go viral. Deep thought, which requires attention and reflection, struggles to compete. And yet, thinkers persist. Why? Because truth matters. Because even if society isn't always listening, reality still responds to what's true. And deep thinkers? They don't just chase applause, they chase understanding. One philosopher who understood this burden was Baruch Spinoza. Quiet, excommunicated, misunderstood, yet steadfast in his pursuit of truth. He knew the cost of intellectual honesty, but he also knew the value. So, what can you do if you find yourself on that lonely road? First, embrace it. Solitude isn't a punishment, it's an invitation. An invitation to read, to write, to explore, to grow. Some of the most profound insights emerge not from noise, but from silence. Second, seek your tribe, not the crowd. The crowd will misunderstand you. But there are others, hidden, maybe, but present, who see the world as you do. Books can be your companions. Conversations with the right minds can be more fulfilling than hours of surface talk. Third, be strategic. Not every truth needs to be shared with everyone. Timing, tone, and setting matter. Share when you sense readiness. Plant seeds, not bombs. And finally, never trade depth for acceptance. The world doesn't need more conformity. It needs more clarity, more courage, more people willing to think, even when it hurts. Remember, society doesn't resist deep thinking because it's flawed. It resists it because it's powerful. So if you've ever felt alienated by your thoughts, if your questions have been met with silence, if your honesty has been misunderstood, know this: you are not broken. You are not alone. You are simply awake in a world that is still dreaming.